Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Soul of Psychotherapy. This is the section of this newsletter that I am going to use to film short videos that are, well, about the soul of psychotherapy, which is really about the incredible power of being able to heal whatever wounds are being presented to you within the soul, the psyche of the client in front of you. When I think about this section, it is infinite what we can discuss. And I go back to really my core of what I have come into in my belief, my knowing, my roadmap that I believe creates healing. Of my healing is really about certainly healing, processing, and integrating past specific events of trauma. But it is also heavily steeped in what ends up repairing what happened to the psyche as a result of oftentimes chronic exposure to traumatic situations, especially interpersonal trauma, attachment, betrayal, happening in your formative years, oftentimes in your family of origin or with primary attachment figures. We're talking about complex trauma. So I look at healing as certainly healing intrusive memories and events through trauma processing directed towards catharsis, release, integration, and changing the narrative regarding that trauma. But then also, how do we heal what has happened to the self, the internal templates that then are chronically affected until they are repaired. And we have a beautiful opportunity to do that the second time around. That's why I call this newsletter The Second Time Around, through a reparative and very intentional, very strategic, very knowing reparative relationship therapeutically that helps to heal some of those early attachment wounds in the present interpersonal and therapeutic here and now. Then the goal is always to help the client to eventually internalize that finally received healthy attachment experience, and then to ultimately develop a healthy attachment relationship with self. And I emphasize ultimately because there's so many pieces of this. We certainly have a lot of stumbling blocks. Might be based on belief systems about themselves, hatred of yourself, still detaching from your emotions, detaching from your body. We have to heal all of that interpersonally and then intrapersonally so that you can have a loving and supportive and attuned and consistent attachment to yourself. And then we have to help our clients to risk interpersonally again so that there can be additional healing and reparative relationships in the here and now that can help to balance out the past experiences of trauma and betrayal. So you're going to hear me say over and over again, reparative. You're going to see me over and over again in my work, do that very likely experientially, very likely utilizing what I have always called as internal interactive imagery. It could also be seen as trance work, not in instilling something in somebody, but helping them to go into their own psyche for the answers that are always there, and always working in that effective space so that we can give our clients in the here and now an experience of healing, not just talk about doing the healing, Oftentimes we have to lead them through it. We have to be part of that healing in the reparative therapeutic relationship. And this is all done through the intentional, the strategic, reparative, and experiential art of psychotherapy, the beautiful soul of psychotherapy that I hope feeds your soul, and I know certainly feeds mine. So this is an overview, and I'm going to work in snippets over the months in this newsletter, and then certainly in training and videos that I am going to be unfolding, yay, for 2026, and certainly in my live classes. This is my work, reparative, experiential, healing, and therefore hope-filled. So, okay, Dr. Julie's first Soul of Psychotherapy overview and intro video. I'm so glad that you're here, and I can't wait to keep working alongside you as you create your own therapeutic, theoretical, and healing roadmap. I hope I can be an influence, but ultimately you'll develop your own, which is just the way that it should be. Okay, longer video than I anticipated, but hopefully it's a nice introduction to this Soul of Psychotherapy space within this newsletter and greater trainings to come in 2026. Take care. Thanks so much for being here. I value you.